Alright, so I'm going to be going on a little bit of a rant of something that happened earlier today at school. Because, oh my god, these people made me so mad. This is definitely the top moments of most I've ever been pissed at school before. There are moments that definitely taught this one. Like people shoving into me. That stuff pisses me off so much. Oh my god. I just want to turn around and dome the other person behind me. The only thing that's stopping me is I'm built like a Minecraft skeleton. But bro, if there was no punishment, bro, and I was built like Ryan Reynolds, dude, that guy would be on the floor. Or girl, it doesn't even matter. We support gender equality on this channel. Anyways, going back to what I was saying. Okay, so I have this class called Personal Finance. And it kind of like teaches you how to manage your money properly without going into depth. Pretty much it teaches you how to not be stupid with your money. You know, like buying a brand new $100,000 car and then keying it with your own keys. Now, who would be stupid enough to do something like that?
I just did this to my car.
And yeah, I think it's a very useful class, honestly. If you're in high school, you should take it. It's pretty easy too. So far, at least. But in that class, we have a lot of group projects. I think that's kind of ironic because it's called Personal Finance. And we work with groups a lot. Like, literally, this class is the most I've worked in a group so far. I would have never expected that. But yeah, the first time we ever did a group project, I don't really remember what was on. But I do remember the people in my group just not, like, doing it, basically. They're kind of, like, not really answering the question properly. Like, I'd read these and I'd be, like, so confused. They put something down that wasn't even remotely about the question. Okay, now I'm kind of remembering, and I think we're allowed to look stuff up. I think that was literally the point of the project. They must have looked something up and something else came up and they just like didn't even decide to read it and just copy and pasted it. Like, the teacher literally said that he didn't want people to copy and paste and they did it anyways. Oh yeah, and by the way, teachers can tell if you copy and paste. So if you're wondering like why the teacher is like taking out points on your work, they probably clicked on a document and they clicked this like replayability mode and it shows like a live feed of you typing and they can literally tell if you copy and pasted because the words will literally like spawn into existence. It doesn't matter what time of day it is or when you turn it in, they can view it at any time they want. So that's how they can tell if you're wondering. Our teacher like literally showed us this one time. He was like, I'm not supposed to show you guys this, but this is how we catch you guys copy and pasting. And he shows us what I just described to you. But there's a tip for you for anybody who has teachers that don't like copy and pasting. And look, I understand like copy and pasting like long paragraphs of like stuff. And no one wants to type that out. I get that. Like literally only had to answer in 1 or 2 sentences and that was it. I guess that was too much work for these people. And after that, I understood what group I was working with. The people that put stuff down, just to put stuff down to make it look like it's done. Those type of people I'm working with. And I wasn't mad because it was, you know, it was just for a completion grade, not an accuracy grade. I was just kind of confused on the answers they were like typing or copying and pasting, I guess. But yeah, fast forward to yesterday, not today, but yesterday. I go into class, you know, sit down, and he tells us, we're having another group project. I was like, yay, another group project in my head. I didn't say it out loud, obviously. Honestly, I didn't really feel like doing anything because my social battery was just drained. Because the week prior to this, I was like, actually like talking to a lot of people and socializing. And I don't normally talk to people, so it was very draining for me. You know, talking to the front desk lady, chatting with this girl my cousin knew. I know, W Riz. No, I'm just playing. And actually being active in another group project prior to this, the one I literally just mentioned earlier. And the one that took the most out of me, talking to the Taco Bell cashier. Hey, welcome to Taco Bell. How may I take your order? No. But yeah, for someone who's a very introverted person, all these things took a lot out of me. So I did not want to talk to anybody. And that's exactly what I did. Keep in mind, during this entire group project, I did not talk to a single soul. And yeah, I'm the guy who's pretty much completely silent in the group project. But yeah, the group project was on the New Deal. And the bills that Franklin D. Roosevelt passed in the New Deal to help rebuild America from the Great Depression. And regain people's trust in the American banking system back into America. Because people in America did not trust banks back then because, well, during the Great Depression, the banks weren't really, you know, giving people back their money. So they just took it. So there's a little history lesson for you by yours truly, Yellow Lemon. And we had this like document that had like questions on it that we didn't answer. You know, like when the bill was founded, what was its purpose, does it still exist today, stuff like that. And so yeah, we had to do it on Google Sites, which trust me, this will be important later. But if you don't know what Google Sites is, it's basically this website where you like build your very own website. And it's literally one of the most simplest apps you could use. Like, there's nothing confusing about this at all. Seems simple enough, right? Well, you're wrong, but we'll get into that later. So yeah, basically our project was to build this website about the New Deal and the bills that Franklin D. Roosevelt passed, and each page would be like one of those bills. And each student in the group had to contribute a page. And also, lastly, I forgot to mention, there's also assessment on it, which means it's like basically a quiz. And we had to use our Google Sites that we made to answer the questions on the assessments. So we're kind of relying a lot on our teammates to hopefully have some of the answers to questions on their Google Sites page.
And during that whole entire time, the teacher was giving instructions. I was just thinking like, oh shoot, we're definitely gonna get a bad grade on this because they're probably not even gonna do the bare minimum. But I was a little hopeful because one of the kids that half-added their job wasn't there, which is also not good either because there was 4 bills and there was 3 of us, so one of us would have to do extra work. And there also was a new girl that was in our group, so usually girls are good at group projects, right? Since they're always clean. She would also glance at me a lot. I don't know if she liked me or thought I looked weird, but I think I liked the first option better, so I'm just gonna assume that. But yeah, we all anonymously pick what bill we want to do. Like, literally, we didn't say a word to each other.
Like, he was gonna do what bill?
So I picked my bill. My bill was the Electric Rural Farms Association. And I think I did a pretty good job on it, you know. I did pictures, you know. I put a good amount of information on it. But then I go over to look at theirs and there's no pictures. There's barely any information. There's like, what, like 1 or 2 sentences at max. And the girl did an okay job. I feel like there could have been more information. Like, come on. I thought you guys were supposed to get at this stuff. But the guy, though, he did such a bad job. It was just like one like small paragraph and that was it. He didn't try to split up or anything to make it easier. Nope. And I'm pretty sure both of them literally copy and paste what he literally said not to do. And I'm not a goody two shoes. Like, I don't care if you copy and paste. I don't care if you put like little information on it. If it's for a completion grade, but it's for an actual grade and he constantly tells you not to do these things and put as much information on as possible, then I feel like I have a right to get upset when my grade counts on it. And the reason why I care so much about my grade is because I'm a senior, and if you're a senior, you get an A or B in a class, you get the exam in that class. And you don't even have to show up that day too, if you exempt the exam. So I was trying to exempt that exam and not show up. But yeah, we're all kind of finished early, you know, say like 20 minutes just to do whatever. But there was a problem. Since there's 3 of us, there's one more deal that no one has done yet. And none of us is touching it, because I don't want to do it, and I don't think they want to do it, which is understandable. Even though I felt kind of bad for not doing it, I feel like my reason for not doing it was pretty valid, because I put way more work and effort into my slide than they did. So just like if I found out someone had AIDS, I was not touching that one bit. But fast forward to the next day, and the teacher tells us we have like 40 minutes to complete our project. So I opened the project back up. The slide that nobody touched was completed, so I was surprised when I opened that up. I was expecting it to be blank. And I could tell the girl did it because it's the same style as the other slide. And yeah, it had just as little information on it as the rest. But then I noticed there was a 5th bill added, and I'm like, when did that 5th bill get added? And I was like, okay, well, I must have missed one in the instructions. Maybe I'm the idiot here. How do you miss something like that? But yeah, the kid that wasn't there yesterday was here today. But oh my god, this kid is, I'm not trying to be mean, but he is slow, bro. He could not work Google Sites at all. And it was literally one of the most simplest things you could use. Like, it's literally not that hard. Like, all you gotta do is, where do you see text, you just drag it and put it in there, or just click on it. It's pretty simple and self-explanatory. Like, even a first grader could figure this out. And yeah, he could not figure that part out one bit. And look, I understand that he probably didn't know how to use that at all. But again, like I said, it's pretty self-explanatory, you know. You just see text and you go, okay, that's probably gonna add a text box or something like that. Or at least play around with it until you figure it out. He did not even try one bit. So I stopped worrying about it, you know, I go on my phone since I have nothing to do. So about 30 minutes passed and it's time to do our assessment. So I'm looking at the assessment and I just glanced at the questions and, you know, see what they were about. And the questions are kind of specific, like how many loans an American household can take out at once. And I already knew none of this information was going to be on the Google Sites. And yeah, I was right, so I had to skip a bunch of questions. And I answered the ones I could. And you know, it was like a little more than half the questions in the first bill. So I was a little annoyed, but I was too annoyed because it was asking for specific things. And they probably didn't know what they were searching for. So that's what I was thinking. And don't get me wrong, I do like this teacher. I think he's pretty good at teaching. But the assessment he signed was just not that good because we didn't know what we were searching for. Because if you leave like one little detail out that you don't think is that important, then you probably missed like a couple questions. So I would have liked it better if you showed us the assessment first and told us what questions were going to be on there at least, so we know what we're looking for. So we didn't really know what information should be included on the Google Sites. So I don't really blame them for not having the answers on their Google Sites. Then I move on to the second bill, and this is where it kind of goes downhill from here. I go back to our Google site, but I'm scrolling to the second bill's page, and I'm realizing something. It's not there. What happened to it? The whole page was literally like blank. So yeah, someone deleted the entire page. And yeah, remember how I said that Google Sites is probably like one of the easiest things to use? Well, not for one of them. And I'm pretty sure it was a guy that wasn't there yesterday that did it. Because everybody else was asking like what happened to the slide and stuff like that. So I highly doubt that they did it. And yeah, somehow I deleted an entire page that actually wasn't his in the first place. It was someone else's and just didn't notice. But yeah, I was pissed. I was like, how stupid can you be to delete an entire page? First of all, that wasn't even yours. And somehow not even notice. But it's not over yet. It's not over yet. So I scroll down and all the way to the bottom, you know. And I realized he put it in the notes, which is not where you're supposed to put it because it appears at the bottom of every single document. So I go back to the assessment, start answering the questions on Bill 2, and it's saying stuff like, what does it stand for? When was it founded? Stuff like that. Then they go all the way down to like the last couple questions, and it's talking about mortgage on houses and stuff. And last time I checked, the bill that I thought was her second bill on our Google sites was talking about food and the government rebranding it. So a lot of food products back then had a lot of poisonous things in them. Like for example, a lot of like the metal cans were made out of lead. And you're not really supposed to eat lead, so a lot of people died because of it. So yeah, the government one day was like, maybe we should change that. So I did like an entire 10 minutes worth of work, almost completing the entire bill. And it was the wrong bill in the first place. So yeah, bill number 2 was completely gone, and there was no way to answer his questions because we didn't have it because someone deleted it. So I was pissed, dude. I was beyond pissed. I was so mad. I was not having a good day. I still don't know how you delete an entire bill and don't even realize that you deleted it. Like, do you have a brain of a goldfish? So yeah, I didn't really feel like changing it, so I just kept it. I didn't have the answer for these questions, so it's gonna be wrong either way. So for people who are thinking like, oh, maybe you should pay attention in class, he didn't talk about prior to this. The whole project was about teamwork and relying on the people in your group to provide the information. Instead, I got sent to a group that barely did any work. And a goldfish who literally deleted an entire slide of someone else's work and put theirs in the notes and not even title it, so we have no idea what deal it is. And yeah, I put my part because I had like pretty much all the questions besides 2. And the questions did not require a big brain to answer them. One of the questions were, why were farmers so born back then? And because they were producing most of the food back then. And why this bill still isn't active today? Well, because companies took over and started providing most of the food. But yeah, I still haven't got my grade back for the assessment, but I definitely failed it. I probably got like a 30 on it or something like that. But yeah, I rant over. You guys got any experience with being in a bad group project? Maybe it's people in the group that make it bad, or maybe it's the project itself. But yeah, tell me your experience in the comments down below.
But if you did enjoy the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. I'll be posting more content like this. Also, I still don't know where that fifth bill came from, or even what happened to it. It just disappeared.